Stories of Great Christians. From the Department of Broadcasting of the Moody Bible Institute, we bring you Chapter 8 of A Spectacle in Anhui, the story of John and Betty Stam, martyred missionaries to China. After being assured of his family's safety from communists in the Xingti district, John returned to Wuhu, where he had left his wife and daughter. Mr. Lo, a Chinese evangelist, shared John's joy at the news from this district, for Lo was preparing to move to Miyoshio, a city not many miles distant from Xingti.
Mr. Lo, what brings you here?
You do! You want me to get you a rickshaw?
No, I've walked this far. I'll walk the last few steps home.
I heard they were expecting you back this week, and I came to see what you learned in southern Anhui. If you have good news, my wife and I will start for Miyoshio right away.
You make me feel like one of the 12 Israelites sent out to spy the land of Canaan.
Do you come with news of terrible giants or milk and honey?
To be honest, Lo, I have to say both. But I'm not sure of the danger, I mean. I'm sure there are thousands of people without the gospel, though. That's the important thing.
What did you hear about the communists?
Oh, the people down there don't really know any more about the communists than we do. Even the district magistrate of Qingti. Yet he promised us complete safety from them. He said the soldiers were protecting the whole province. He seemed so sure. Everyone did.
And what have you decided?
Mr. Cofield and I have both decided we're going. As soon as Mr. Hanna gives us the final go-ahead.
It does not bother you about Betty and little Helen?
Well, it seems we'll be as safe in Qingti as anywhere. We'd have to leave China to be safer. Besides, Betty made the same decision I did before she came to China. She knows the dangers, and little Helen, I just have to trust the Lord for her.
Then I will go to Miyoshio.
I think the Lord will bless you there. The harvest truly is plentiful.
I have one big problem you don't have, John.
Oh? What's that?
My wife.
I have a wife.
I have a wife of little faith and big fears. She was hoping your news would be bad, so we would not go.
Oh, you can't take her there against her will, Lo. I'm not just talking about a cultural thing now. It just wouldn't be right, as a Christian. In your case, perhaps you should wait.
Oh, I wouldn't take her there against her will. She'll want to go as much as I, to reach all the people there who have not heard of Jesus. But she'll be afraid. You see, she had relatives in Gansi, where the Reds took over. She still has a ransom note from an uncle. They never got a chance to pay the ransom.
I'm sorry, Lo.
My wife is only sorry that her uncle did not know the Savior. She knows that for the Christian, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. She knows that in her head, but sometimes she forgets it in her heart. Sometimes I do too.
Death is something we're never safe from, Lo, anywhere. Not even the wealthy man Mr. Cofield and I stayed with in Tunki. He seemed to think he had it made in his cozy home with nobody to depend on and plenty of food for all eternity. When the Lord takes me, I'd rather be suffering for him than dying of some sickness related to obesity in a huge, empty house.
Your faith is very logical, John.
Well, look, here we are. Care to come in with me?
No, thank you. I want to start packing right away. Goodbye, John.
Goodbye, Lo. Betty. Betty?
John, welcome home.
Home? Oh, this can't be home. I just came from home.
You did?
Yes, Xingti. Xingti is our home now.
Oh, that's wonderful. There's no trouble there?
Not unless we stir up some. How's Helen Priscilla?
She's sleeping, as usual.
Sleeping? I'll have to have a talk with that girl. She's going to have to start doing her share of work around here instead of lounging around all the time. I missed you, honey.
Oh, it's good to have you back.
Well, about that trouble they're not having in Xingti.
Isn't it true?
Mr. Ping, the district magistrate, says there's no trouble. So does everybody else.
Well, don't you believe them?
I suppose I do. Mr. Cofield does. I believe the Lord wants us there. Every time I visited another home where people had never heard of Jesus Christ, I grew more sure of that. It'll be hard to know how to begin the work there, completely from scratch. The people will really be keeping an eye on us in Sing T. They'll want to know if there really is anything to this Christianity business we talk about. They'll need to see a difference in the way we live. So if there is danger, we can't show fear.
Fear? Of what? Who can ever harm us in the things that really matter?
Mr. Lowe should be so lucky. Nothing. Then I'll meet with Mr. Cofield and Mr. Hanna tomorrow. If Mr. Hanna gives his okay, and I think he will, we'll be gone by the end of the week.
John, will we be going through Santin on the way to Sing T?
We can. It's on the way.
Good. You remember what Mr. Birch said about having Helen dedicated to the Lord at their church the next time we were there? Well, this would be our last chance.
We'll do that on the way. What are all these letters doing on the table?
Oh, those are to remind me to tell you. We've been cheating the Chinese government post office.
We've been what?
Cheating the Chinese government post office.
How did we do that?
Oh, I just found out yesterday. You know how we always save money by enclosing all our home letters with U.S. stamps inside one big letter with Chinese stamps. It's illegal. They told me at the post office that we're supposed to put Chinese stamps on every one.
Really? Oh, think of all the letters we've sent home in the last year. What? Who knows how much money we've been...
$37.50.
That much?
I figured it out. You know how I always keep a record of our letters?
Yes.
We've cheated the Chinese government out of $37.50.
Oh, did you tell them at the post office?
No, I wanted to wait for you.
So they could lock us up together, huh?
Well, we have to do something. Nobody would ever know if we don't tell them, but that wouldn't be right. Of course we'll use Chinese stamps from now on. I bought plenty of them yesterday.
I think I know just what to do with them. Do you have $37.50 worth of Chinese stamps?
Yes, I think so.
Get them.
Well, what are you going to do? Sneak them back into the post office? You know, this really isn't worth that much trouble. I mean, I know we've always said that the little things are important, but...
No buts about it. If we're not faithful in the little things, then
how... will the Lord ever commit greater things to us? Yes, I know.
All right.
Well, what are you looking for?
Matches. Oh, here they are. Now, let's see the stamps.
Oh, that's much smarter than your idea of sneaking them back into the post office. These books are $10 each. These are $5.
All right. 10, 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 50. Want to light it?
Oh, I feel so wasteful.
That's only your old nature that feels wasteful. Whenever your old nature's feeling wasteful, you can rest assured that you're saving up treasure in heaven. So strike the match.
All right.
Once the Stams got the go-ahead from Mr. Hanna, they didn't take long to pack their few belongings, which were then bumped on their 70-mile journey to Sing T by wheelbarrow. Their last contact with their fellow missionaries was in Santin, where little Helen Priscilla was publicly dedicated to the Lord in the small Chinese church. They reached Sing T near the end of November and settled into a large old Chinese house. Having an American family move into their own village was no small event to the people of Sing T, and the Stams immediately came under closer scrutiny than ever before.
Oh, this is the last box. Oh, must be books.
Well, don't unload them. Let me dust the shelves first. I haven't done this room yet. Oh, look at the dust on this windowsill. John, look.
Oh, well, the welcoming committee.
Well, what are they doing?
I suppose they're looking at us.
There must be hundreds of them, maybe 400, 500?
Do you want me to go out and count them?
What do you think it means?
It means we should get curtains. Well, maybe this would be a good time to sort of introduce ourselves. Stay here. Hello, neighbors. My name is John Stam, and this is Mrs. Stam.
Well, it looks like your audience disappeared, Mr. Stam.
I guess they prefer watching us to listening to us. We'll have to be content to let them just watch a while, huh?
Had the Stams known how little time they had, Perhaps their natural reaction would have been to work furiously to spread the gospel to every soul in Sing-Ti in the next 2 weeks, whether or not Sing-Ti was ready to receive it. As it was, however, they began to slowly build a strong foundation for their work, starting in small ways, talking to whoever they ran into on the street, making friends with all the children, and facing each new problem before the people with patience and a Christ-like spirit. Then, without warning, in the first week of December 1934, Red forces crossed the mountains between the provinces of Jiangxi and Anhui. Thousands of communist soldiers traveled along the mountain's unfrequented paths, bypassing the government army 60 miles to the south. Evangelist Lo and his small family had only been in Miyoshio for 2 hours when the Red advance guard suddenly scaled the city wall and threw open the gates.
What was that?
I don't know. Mr. Wang, where are you going?
Oh, Lo, we should not have come here. If we had only waited.
I think we'll be safe. They'll only kill the headmen. If we'd arrived when we originally planned a few weeks ago, we'd be living in the mission quarters tonight. Then we'd have no chance. But now, we just look like any other peasant couple.
Oh, look out the door. The peasants are running as fast as anyone.
So,
oh, Lo, we cannot be sure what they will do. Oh, let us run while we can.
Where would we run to? Perhaps the wisest thing we can do is to pray.
Oh, please. I cannot stay here. I just cannot.
Mr. Lo, come with us. They are destroying all the shops and asking for the headman.
The Lord has put me here, Chai. Would he take me away after such a short visit?
Look, some of them are heading this way. What about your wife?
What about her?
There are soldiers, Mr. Lo. I must run.
Oh, I must run. I must run.
Very well. If you must, run quickly. No, they're too close. To the back. Chai, take the child. Take good care of them, Chai.
Seize that man! This is the home of Wang, who is one of the biggest headmen in Miyoshio, and this is his closest friend.
But I am not a headman. I have been in this town only a few hours. Not long enough to become a headman, but long enough to smell the stench of a man who betrays his own townspeople.
Silence! These are not my people. These are dogs who caged me in the prison.
For thieving like a dog?
And now you shall be caged, Mr. Lo.
On the last day of John's home life together with Betty and little Helen, the day before the Red forces captured and looted Sing-Ti, he wrote these words to his friends in New Jersey. His reference is 1 Corinthians 4:9, in which Paul says, "For I think that God hath set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men."
Things are always happening otherwise than one expects. The Lord help us to be quite satisfied, whatever he sends our way this day. Talk about being a spectacle. The Chinese has it, and rightly so from the original, that we are made to be like a theatrical play, at which others come to look. If ever you get to the foreign field, you will know what that means. All that you wear and eat, all that you do and say comes in for the closest scrutiny, and not a little comment. Hence the special need for prayer that God will help his missionaries to shine for him every hour.
And so we conclude Chapter 8 of A Spectacle in Anhui by Fred Herron. This is another in the series, Stories of Great Christians, produced by the Department of Broadcasting of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.